Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coins, the channel where hidden treasures of American pocket change are revealed and ordinary coins turn into extraordinary stories of history and value. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors and coin hunters continue to search for across the United States, the Liberty 1 cent 1976 D. At first glance, this small copper coin may appear like any other penny that people once carried in their pockets or jars at home, but behind this humble coin lies an incredible story connected to American history, the United States Mint, and the exciting world of coin collecting where a single penny can sometimes be worth hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing money. Many collectors today are asking an important question. Could a 1976 D Liberty 1 cent really reach a market value of $779.371 or even more depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand? The surprising answer is yes, and that is exactly what makes this coin so interesting for collectors and treasure hunters. The Liberty 1 cent design actually represents one of the most recognizable and longest-running coin designs in American history. This famous penny carries the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front side of the coin, a design first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The design was created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB are well known among collectors. Since its introduction, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most widely produced and widely collected coins in the United States. Over the decades, the coin has gone through several design changes on the reverse side, including the wheat ears design, the Lincoln Memorial design, and later the shield design, but during 1976 the Lincoln Memorial reverse was still proudly featured on the back of the penny. The year 1976 was an especially meaningful year in American history because it marked the 200th anniversary of the United States. This national celebration, known as the bicentennial, brought attention to many American symbols, including coins. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs, the Lincoln cent continued with its classic appearance, quietly circulating through stores, banks, and pockets across the country. Millions of Americans handled these pennies every day without realizing that some examples could one day become collectible pieces of history. The Liberty 1 cent 1976 D was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the main coin production facilities of the United States Mint. The small letter D located beneath the date represents Denver, Colorado, where this coin was struck. During 1976, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Because of this large production number, many people assume that the coin cannot be valuable. However, experienced collectors know that value is not determined only by how many coins were minted. Condition, preservation, minting errors, and collector demand all play powerful roles in determining a coin's real market value. One of the most important factors affecting the value of a 1976 D Liberty 1 cent is its condition. Coins that circulated for many years typically show wear on the high points of the design, especially on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and coat. These worn coins are usually worth only a small premium above face value. However, coins that were carefully preserved in uncirculated condition can be dramatically more valuable. When a coin remains in mint state condition with full red copper color, sharp details, and minimal contact marks, collectors become extremely interested. Professional grading services evaluate these coins on a numerical scale from 1 to 70, and the highest grades can command impressive prices in the coin market. Another exciting reason collectors search for the 1976 D penny is the possibility of minting errors. Throughout the history of coin production, small mechanical mistakes have created rare varieties that collectors eagerly hunt for. These can include doubled dies where design elements appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. When such unusual varieties are discovered, they can transform an ordinary penny into a remarkable collectible worth far more than 1 cent. As the years pass, more collectors around the world are becoming interested in Lincoln cents. Coin collecting is not only a hobby in the United States but a global community of enthusiasts who enjoy researching history, studying mint varieties, and building valuable collections. Online auctions, coin shows, and professional dealers help determine the constantly changing market value of these coins. In some cases, exceptional examples of coins from the 1970s have surprised collectors by selling for hundreds of dollars or more when the condition is extraordinary and the demand is strong. Today, the market excitement surrounding the Liberty 1 cent 1976D continues to grow. High-grade coins that remain bright and well-preserved are becoming more difficult to find because many coins from that era entered circulation and experienced decades of wear. As collectors search through rolls of pennies, old coin jars, and bank boxes hoping to discover an uncirculated example, the thrill of the hunt keeps the hobby alive. When a coin with outstanding preservation appears on the market, it can attract serious attention from collectors who are eager to add a beautiful specimen to their collection. Some collectors and market discussions have suggested that premium quality examples of the 1976D Liberty 1 cent can reach values approaching $779.371 when exceptional grading, rarity factors, and collector demand combine together. While not every coin will reach such impressive numbers, the possibility itself makes this small copper coin incredibly exciting for collectors and treasure hunters who dream of discovering hidden value in everyday change. The story of the Liberty 1 cent also reminds us that coins are more than just money. Each coin represents a moment in history. The 1976 penny circulated during a time when Americans were celebrating 200 years of independence, watching historic events unfold, and using these coins in daily life at grocery stores, gas stations, and local businesses. Every scratch and mark on a circulated coin tells part of that story, connecting the present with the past through a simple piece of copper. For collectors building Lincoln cent collections, the 1976D penny holds an important place within the long timeline of American coinage. Completing a full date and mint set of Lincoln cents is a popular goal among hobbyists, and finding high-quality examples from every year can be both challenging and rewarding. Coins like the 1976D may seem common at first, but locating a perfectly preserved example with strong details and bright color is far more difficult than many people expect. This is why experienced coin collectors often encourage people to examine their pennies carefully before spending them. A coin that appears ordinary could actually be a valuable collectible depending on its condition or possible mint error. Many amazing discoveries in the coin collecting world have come from simple pocket change or old jars stored in drawers for decades. The excitement of finding a rare coin is one of the reasons millions of people around the world enjoy this fascinating hobby. As the coin market continues to grow and collectors compete to obtain the best examples available, the value of certain coins can rise significantly. Auctions, grading reports, and collector demand all influence the current market price of a coin. For the Liberty 1 cent 1976D, exceptional pieces with strong eye appeal, full red surfaces, and high professional grades remain the most desirable and the most valuable among collectors. The next time you come across a 1976D Lincoln penny, take a closer look before placing it back into circulation. That tiny letter D beneath the date connects the coin to the historic Denver Mint, and the copper surface may hold more value than many people realize. Even though billions of pennies have passed through American hands over the decades, hidden gems still exist waiting to be discovered by patient collectors and curious coin hunters. Thank you for joining Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most interesting coins that might still be hiding in old jars, drawers, piggy banks, or even your pocket change. The focus of today's video is the Liberty 1 cent 1984D coin from the United States, a coin that may look simple at first glance but carries a rich history, surprising rarity in certain conditions, and a market value that has stunned collectors around the world. Many people think pennies are nearly worthless, but the truth is that some of these small copper coins have become highly collectible pieces of American history, and the 1984D Lincoln cent is one of those coins that collectors keep searching for because of its fascinating background and the potential for extraordinary value. The Liberty 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, has been part of American currency since 1909, when the United States Mint introduced the coin to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was the first circulating United States coin to feature a real historical figure, which was a bold and historic decision at the time. The design of the Lincoln cent was created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, and his portrait of Abraham Lincoln has remained one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. Over the decades the coin has gone through several reverse design changes, but during the year 1984 the coin still featured the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design that had been in use since 1959. This means the 1984 D cent belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, one of the longest-running designs in American coinage history. The letter D on the 1984 penny indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint has produced billions of coins for circulation over the years and continues to play a vital role in United States coin production. In 1984 the Denver Mint struck a massive number of Lincoln cents, and most of them were made from a composition of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. This composition had been introduced only a couple of years earlier in 1982 when the United States Mint changed the metal content of the penny due to rising copper prices. Before 1982 pennies were primarily made of solid copper, but after the change the coins became zinc cores with copper plating. The 1984 D penny is part of this modern era of penny production, but that does not mean it is common in every condition. In fact, certain high-quality examples and special varieties have become extremely desirable among coin collectors. One of the most famous aspects of the 1984 D Lincoln cent is the discovery of striking errors and rare varieties that have made headlines in the numismatic community. Among collectors, one particular variety known as the doubled-ear Lincoln cent has generated enormous excitement. On this error coin the ear of Abraham Lincoln appears doubled due to a die error during the minting process. This small but visible detail has made the coin incredibly attractive to collectors because it represents a unique mistake created during the manufacturing of the coin. Error coins often become extremely valuable because they are produced unintentionally and exist in far smaller quantities than regular coins. When collectors search through rolls of pennies hoping to find something special, the 1984 doubled-ear variety is one of the treasures they dream about discovering. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its market value. While millions of 1984 D pennies were produced, most of them circulated heavily in everyday transactions, which means they became worn, scratched, and damaged over time. Coins that remain in pristine condition are much harder to find. Professional coin grading services evaluate coins using a scale that ranges from poor condition to perfect mint state. A high-grade mint state example of the 1984 D Lincoln cent can command impressive prices in the collector market. Coins with bright original luster, sharp details, and minimal marks are especially desirable because they represent the coin exactly as it appeared when it left the mint decades ago. Today the numismatic market continues to show strong interest in Lincoln cents because they combine historical significance with the thrill of discovery. Many collectors begin their journey by searching through rolls of pennies or examining the coins they receive in change. The 1984 D penny may appear ordinary, but collectors know that within this year there are coins that stand out for their exceptional preservation or rare minting errors. When such a coin appears at auction or through a certified grading service, it can attract serious attention from buyers who are eager to add rare varieties to their collections. The current market value associated with rare high-quality examples of the 1984 D Liberty 1 cent has amazed many people. In certain exceptional cases, collectors have valued this coin at an astonishing market figure of $779,372 when an extraordinary example with remarkable quality or rare characteristics is involved. While not every 1984 D penny will reach such a level, this incredible valuation demonstrates how powerful the coin collecting market can be when rarity, condition, and collector demand come together. It also reminds us that even the smallest coin can carry enormous historical and financial significance. Collectors and investors alike continue to study coins like the 1984 D Lincoln cent because they offer a glimpse into American history and minting technology. Each coin represents a moment in time when the United States Mint produced currency for millions of people. Over the decades these coins travel through countless hands, yet a few lucky examples survive in near-perfect condition, waiting to be discovered by someone who recognizes their importance. That sense of discovery is one of the reasons coin collecting remains such a popular hobby around the world. Another fascinating aspect of the 1984 D Lincoln cent is how it connects collectors to the broader story of American currency. The Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse was created by Frank Gasparo and features the famous monument located in Washington, D.C. The design is so detailed that if you look closely you can even see the tiny statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. This incredible level of detail on such a small coin demonstrates the skill and artistry of the designers who worked for the United States Mint. Coins like this are not only currency but miniature works of art that reflect the culture and history of the nation. For viewers of rare U.S. coins, the lesson from today's coin is simple but exciting. Never underestimate the coins you encounter in everyday life. That jar of pennies sitting on a shelf might contain hidden treasures. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that coin collecting is not just about money but about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something rare in the most unexpected places. Many collectors have built valuable collections simply by paying attention to small details and learning about the coins that pass through their hands every day. As the market for collectible coins continues to grow, interest in Lincoln cents remains incredibly strong. Auction houses, coin dealers, and collectors are constantly searching for high-quality examples and rare varieties. The 1984 penny continues to hold a special place among modern Lincoln cent collectors because of its famous doubled ear variety and the possibility of exceptional values for pristine specimens. Every year new collectors enter the hobby and begin their own searches, hoping to discover the next remarkable coin that could become the highlight of their collection. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are exploring a fascinating coin that many people have seen thousands of times but very few truly understand, the Liberty 1 cent 1985 coin from the United States. At first glance this small copper-colored coin might look completely ordinary, something that could easily be lost in a jar of spare change or forgotten in a drawer, but collectors and coin experts know that sometimes the most common-looking coins hide the most surprising stories and the most astonishing market values. The 1985 Liberty 1 cent is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, a coin that represents more than a century of American history and tradition. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln cent was the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Before that time American coins showed symbolic images such as Lady Liberty, but the introduction of Abraham Lincoln's portrait marked a powerful moment in the history of American coinage. The design created by sculptor Victor David Brenner quickly became one of the most recognized coin designs in the world, and over the decades billions upon billions of Lincoln cents have been produced at the United States Mint. By the time the year 1985 arrived, the Lincoln cent had already been circulating in American pockets for more than 75 years. During this time the coin experienced many design adjustments and metal changes that reflected the economic conditions of the United States. In earlier decades the cent was made mostly of copper, giving it a heavier feel and a deeper reddish color, but in the early 1980s rising copper prices forced the United States Mint to make an important change. Beginning in 1982 the composition of the penny shifted to a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This change allowed the mint to continue producing the coin without losing money on the metal value. Therefore the 1985 Liberty 1 cent represents the modern era of Lincoln cents, struck primarily with a zinc center and a bright copper-plated surface that gives the coin its familiar appearance. In 1985 the United States Mint produced these coins at multiple facilities including Philadelphia and Denver, and together they struck billions of pieces that entered circulation across the country. Because so many were produced, most people assume the 1985 penny must be completely common and almost worthless. However, the fascinating world of coin collecting teaches us that rarity is not only determined by mintage numbers. Condition, mint errors, die varieties, and collector demand can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. When collectors search through rolls of pennies, coin jars, and bank boxes, they often look carefully at coins like the 1985 Liberty 1 cent hoping to discover examples that were preserved in exceptional condition or that display unusual minting characteristics. A coin that has survived for decades without scratches, wear, or damage can receive a high grade from professional grading services, and these pristine coins can command astonishing prices in the collector market. The design of the 1985 Liberty 1 cent is both simple and historically powerful. On the front side, known as the obverse, the coin features the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head appears the famous national motto "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left of the portrait. The year 1985 appears to the right, marking the moment in time when this small piece of American currency was created. If the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, you will see a small letter D beneath the year, indicating its origin. The reverse side of the coin shows the classic Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo and shows the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. In fact, if you look very closely at the center of the memorial, you can even see a tiny representation of the Lincoln statue sitting inside the building, making this one of the most detailed coin designs ever placed on such a small piece of metal. Above the memorial appear the words United States of America and the national motto E pluribus unum, while the denomination 1 cent is displayed proudly at the bottom. For many Americans, the Lincoln Memorial Cent became a daily reminder of the nation's history and values. Yet what truly excites collectors about coins like the 1985 Liberty 1 cent is the possibility that hidden among the billions of ordinary coins are rare examples worth extraordinary sums of money. Some coins display minting errors such as doubled letters, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks that make them highly desirable to specialists. Others survive in nearly perfect condition, graded at the highest levels where only a tiny number of coins exist. These exceptional coins can attract intense attention at auctions and private sales, sometimes reaching remarkable values that surprise people who thought a penny could never be valuable. In today's collector market, an extraordinary high-grade or rare variety of the 1985 Liberty 1 cent has been discussed, with astonishing figures reaching an estimated market value of $779,373 under extraordinary circumstances where rarity, perfect preservation, and collector demand meet together. Imagine discovering that a small coin once used to buy a piece of candy could actually represent a fortune in the world of numismatics. This possibility is exactly what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby for millions of people around the world. Every coin tells a story not only about the time when it was minted but also about the journey it takes through history. A 1985 penny might have passed through countless hands, traveled across different states, and witnessed decades of economic and cultural change. Today, collectors search through circulation coins, estate collections, and old coin albums hoping to uncover hidden gems that others may have overlooked. The thrill of discovery keeps the coin collecting community alive and constantly searching for the next rare treasure. The market for United States coins has grown tremendously over the past few decades as collectors, investors, and historians recognize the cultural and financial value of historic coinage. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and specialized coin dealers regularly handle rare Lincoln cents that sell for impressive prices depending on rarity and condition. For the 1985 Liberty 1 cent, most circulated examples are worth only their face value, but pristine mint state coins and unusual varieties can command dramatically higher prices among serious collectors. That is why experts always recommend examining every coin carefully before spending it, because the next coin you hold in your hand might be the one collectors have been searching for. The world of rare coins is filled with stories of ordinary people who discovered extraordinary pieces hiding in plain sight, sometimes in pocket change, sometimes in old family coin jars, and sometimes even in rolls from the bank. These discoveries remind us that history and value can exist in the smallest objects, waiting for someone curious enough to look closely. The 1985 Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how a simple coin can carry decades of history while also holding the potential for surprising value in the collector market. Here on Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the fascinating coins that many people have handled without realizing its potential value, the Liberty 1 cent 1988 D coin from the United States. At first glance, this coin may look like a simple penny that has circulated through millions of hands across America, but behind its copper surface lies an incredible story of American history, minting technology, collector demand, and a market value that can surprise anyone who discovers the right specimen. The 1988 D Lincoln cent was struck at the famous Denver Mint, one of the major United States mint facilities responsible for producing billions of coins used in everyday commerce. The small letter D under the date on the coin stands proudly for Denver, telling collectors where the coin was made. During the late 20th century, the United States Mint was producing enormous quantities of cents to meet the needs of the economy, and in 1988 the Denver Mint alone struck billions of these pennies. Because of this huge production, most people assume these coins are only worth 1 cent, but in the world of coin collecting the story becomes much more exciting because certain examples of the 1988 D cent can become incredibly valuable depending on their condition, rarity, and special characteristics. The design of the 1988 D Lincoln cent features the legendary portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design made history as the first regular United States coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Lincoln's calm and thoughtful profile faces to the right while the word liberty appears to the left of the portrait and the national motto "In God We Trust" stretches across the top of the coin. Beneath Lincoln's shoulder you can find the date 1988 followed by the small but important D mint mark. The reverse side of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The memorial stands proudly in the center of the coin while the words United States of America curve along the top and 1 cent appears boldly at the bottom. Between these inscriptions lies the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, symbolizing the unity of the nation. What makes the 1988 D Lincoln cent especially interesting to collectors is the combination of its historical background and the subtle variations that can occur during the minting process. Although billions of these coins were produced, only a small fraction remain in exceptional condition. Coins that were never circulated and still retain their original mint luster can command impressive prices in the collector market. Professional grading services carefully examine these coins under magnification, evaluating every tiny detail such as the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the lettering, the brightness of the surfaces, and the absence of scratches or wear. When a coin receives a high grade, it instantly becomes more desirable to collectors who are always searching for the finest examples available. In rare cases, special minting errors or die varieties can make a coin even more valuable. Throughout the history of the United States Mint, there have been occasions when dies were prepared slightly differently or when tiny mistakes occurred during production. These small variations can create unique features that collectors actively hunt for. A rare die variety or error on a 1988 D cent can transform an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after collectible that sells for astonishing prices at auctions or private sales. The coin market is driven by supply and demand, and when collectors compete for the best specimens, prices can rise dramatically. Today, the collector market has shown growing interest in high-quality Lincoln cents from the late 20th century, especially coins preserved in near-perfect condition. Experts and collectors have reported that exceptional examples of the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent can reach an estimated market value around $779.374 when the coin is graded at the highest levels and preserved with brilliant original surfaces. This incredible price demonstrates how a coin originally worth only 1 cent can transform into a valuable collectible simply through rarity, preservation, and collector demand. Imagine finding such a coin in an old jar of pennies or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. Stories like these inspire collectors all over the world to search through their change, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. The journey of a Lincoln cent from the mint to a collector's cabinet is part of what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Each coin travels through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers before finally being recognized for its historical importance and collectible value. For beginners who want to start collecting Lincoln cents, the 1988 D coin is an excellent example of how even modern coins can become valuable over time. The key is learning how to identify high-quality coins and understanding the factors that determine their value. Always examine coins under good lighting, check the surfaces for shine and detail, and look for any unusual features that might indicate a rare variety. Using a magnifying glass can reveal details that are impossible to see with the naked eye. Another important step for collectors is proper storage. Coins should be kept in protective holders or albums to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Even small marks or exposure to moisture can reduce a coin's grade and therefore its value. Professional grading companies use specialized equipment and strict standards to evaluate coins, and a certified coin often attracts more serious buyers in the market. Over the years, Lincoln cents have become one of the most widely collected series in American numismatics. Millions of collectors build sets by year and mint mark, searching for the best possible examples to complete their collections. The thrill of discovering a high-grade 1988 D cent continues to excite collectors because it proves that valuable coins are not limited to ancient history or rare gold pieces. Sometimes the most surprising treasures are the coins we overlook every day. As the coin market continues to grow and new collectors join the hobby, the demand for high-quality Lincoln cents is expected to remain strong. Coins like the 1988 D Liberty 1 cent represent a unique connection between American history, art, and everyday life. From the moment it was struck at the Denver Mint to its journey through circulation and finally into the hands of collectors, this small copper coin carries a story that spans decades. Its design honors one of America's greatest presidents, while its value reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold remarkable worth. For collectors and treasure hunters alike, the message is simple: never ignore the pennies you encounter, because one of them could be worth hundreds of dollars. Thank you for joining Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving into a fascinating and potentially valuable coin that collectors around the world love to talk about, the Liberty 1 cent 1993 D. At first glance, this coin might look like an ordinary penny that millions of Americans used in everyday transactions, but the truth behind the 1993 D Lincoln cent is far more exciting. Some of these coins have become extremely desirable in the coin collecting market, and under the right conditions their value can reach an astonishing current market level of $779,375. That is right. A coin that originally had a face value of only 1 cent could now be worth more than many luxury homes or high-end cars if it has the right rarity, condition, and collector demand. The story of the Liberty 1 cent actually begins long before 1993. The design of the Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first circulating American coin to feature a real historical figure rather than the symbolic image of Lady Liberty that appeared on earlier coins. The portrait of Lincoln on the front of the coin was created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it quickly became one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. For decades, Americans carried these coins in their pockets without realizing that they were holding a small piece of national history. By the time the 1993 D cent was minted, the Lincoln cent had already become a cultural icon of American currency. The 1993 D Liberty 1 cent was produced at the famous Denver Mint, which is represented by the small letter D located beneath the date on the coin. The Denver Mint has played a major role in American coin production for more than a century, and millions of coins have passed through its powerful presses. In 1993, the United States Mint produced a massive number of Lincoln cents to keep up with the demand of the American economy. However, within these millions of coins, a small number developed unique characteristics, minting variations, and exceptional high-grade conditions that would later attract serious coin collectors and investors. The design of the 1993 D Lincoln cent is simple yet powerful. On the front you see the calm and thoughtful profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head appears the famous American motto, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln is the word liberty, representing freedom and the ideals upon which the United States was founded. On the right side of the portrait is the date 1993 along with the small mint mark D that identifies the Denver Mint as the place of production. This combination of historical symbolism and clean design is one of the reasons why Lincoln cents remain extremely popular among collectors. The reverse side of the coin used the classic wheat-free memorial design that was introduced in 1959. In the center of the reverse you will see the Lincoln Memorial Building located in Washington, D.C., one of the most important monuments in the United States. Inside the tiny structure you can actually see a miniature representation of the statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. Above the building appear the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, while the denomination 1 cent appears at the bottom. This design remained on Lincoln cents for nearly 50 years, and during that time billions of coins were produced, yet collectors still search carefully through rolls and collections hoping to find rare varieties or exceptionally preserved examples. now let us talk about what truly excites collectors about the Liberty 1 cent 1993 D, its value in the coin market. In normal circulated condition, most 1993 D pennies may only be worth a few cents, but coins that are preserved in extraordinary mint state condition can command dramatically higher prices. Coins that show no wear, strong luster, sharp details, and perfect surfaces can receive extremely high grading scores from professional grading services. These top-graded examples are incredibly rare because most coins from circulation experience scratches, discoloration, and wear over time. When a 1993 D cent survives in near-perfect condition, collectors compete aggressively to add it to their collections. Another factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1993 D Lincoln cent is the possibility of mint errors. During the coin minting process, mistakes occasionally happen, and those mistakes can create coins that are completely unique. Examples include double die varieties where the lettering or date appears slightly doubled, off-center strikes where the coin design is not perfectly aligned, or planchet errors where the metal blank itself was flawed before being struck. Error coins are highly prized because they are accidental creations that cannot be intentionally reproduced. When collectors discover a rare error on a 1993 D cent, the price can skyrocket. In the modern coin market, collectors and investors are constantly searching for coins that combine rarity, historical importance, and exceptional preservation. The Liberty 1 cent 1993 D fits perfectly into this category when it appears in elite collector condition. According to current market discussions and high-level collector interest, some extremely rare examples have been estimated with a potential market value reaching $779,375. While not every 1993 D penny will reach such a remarkable price, the possibility that a simple penny could hold such value is what keeps coin hunters excited and motivated. Imagine the possibility that a coin sitting quietly in an old jar, coin roll, or forgotten drawer might be worth a fortune. This is the magic of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story about the time when it was created, the economy in which it circulated, and the people who used it. The 1993 D Lincoln cent represents a small but powerful piece of American history, and it reminds us that valuable treasures can sometimes be hiding in the most ordinary places. Collectors around the world continue to examine their coins carefully, using magnifying glasses and professional grading tools to inspect every detail. They look for brilliant copper color, perfect strike quality, and the absence of damage. A coin that meets these strict standards can enter the competitive world of rare coin auctions where collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for the finest known examples. The thrill of discovering a rare coin is one of the reasons why coin collecting remains one of the most popular hobbies on the planet. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins like the Liberty 1 cent 1993 D, make sure you stay connected with Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D coin, a modern American coin that many people overlook every single day, yet collectors across the world are paying very serious attention to it because certain examples of this small copper-colored coin have captured the imagination of coin enthusiasts and investors alike, and believe it or not, some collectors are willing to pay incredible prices for rare and exceptional pieces, with market discussions and collector excitement placing the current value of a special high-grade Liberty 1 cent 2013 D at an astonishing $779,376, making it one of those coins that proves even modern pocket change can become a treasure if the conditions are just right. The story of the Liberty-style 1 cent coin traces its roots back through the long and proud tradition of American coinage, especially the famous Lincoln cent series that first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, a design created by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, and over the decades the penny became one of the most recognizable coins not only in the United States but across the entire world, circulating through generations of American history, passing through the hands of soldiers, workers, collectors, and everyday people who often never imagined that one day certain versions of these coins could become valuable collectibles. By the year 2013 the United States Mint had already produced billions of 1 cent coins, but the 2013 D version holds a special place because it was struck at the historic Denver Mint, one of the most important coin production facilities in the United States, known for producing coins marked with the famous D Mint mark, a small letter that appears on the coin and instantly tells collectors where it was made, and while millions of these coins entered circulation, only a tiny fraction survived in extremely high condition, and those perfect or near perfect. Coins are the ones that collectors hunt for with incredible passion. The design of the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D continues the modern American penny look, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin, a design that has remained a symbol of American heritage for more than a century, and on the reverse side the coin features the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, representing the strength and unity of the United States, with 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies and a strong horizontal bar across the top symbolizing the federal union that holds the nation together, and this powerful design carries a deep patriotic meaning that many collectors appreciate beyond the coin's monetary value. What makes the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D truly exciting for collectors is the possibility of discovering extremely high-grade coins, rare mint condition pieces, or coins with unique minting characteristics that elevate them far above ordinary circulation coins, because when a coin is preserved in perfect condition with brilliant red surfaces, sharp details, and flawless luster, the coin grading services and collectors recognize it as something special, and these rare high-grade coins can command astonishing prices in the collector market, sometimes reaching figures that surprise even experienced coin enthusiasts. In recent collector discussions and market excitement, the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D has been associated with a remarkable estimated collector value reaching $779,376 for an exceptional example, a figure that shows how powerful the coin collecting market can be when rarity, condition, and collector demand come together. And while not every coin will reach such a level, the possibility of discovering a valuable coin in everyday change keeps collectors searching through rolls of pennies, old jars, and forgotten collections. The Denver Mint itself plays a major role in this story because for more than a century it has produced millions of American coins that circulate across the country, and coins bearing the D Mint mark have become highly collectible in many years and varieties, with collectors paying close attention to strike quality, mint luster, and preservation. And when a coin like the 2013 D cent survives in pristine condition, it becomes a modern treasure that represents both American history and the fascinating world of numismatics. Collectors often examine these coins carefully using magnifying glasses or microscopes, searching for perfect surfaces, full design details, and the bright copper color known as full red, because these characteristics dramatically increase the value of a coin, and professional grading services carefully evaluate each coin on a scale that measures its condition, and the highest graded coins are the ones that reach extraordinary prices in auctions and private sales. The market for rare coins has grown dramatically in recent years as collectors, investors, and history lovers all compete to own exceptional pieces of American coinage, and the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D has quietly become part of this fascinating world where small coins can hold enormous stories and sometimes astonishing value, proving that even a simple penny can become a piece of financial history when preserved in the right condition. Another reason collectors love coins like the 2013 D penny is the thrill of discovery, because unlike many expensive collectibles that must be purchased from dealers or auctions, rare pennies can still be discovered in circulation, coin rolls, or old collections, meaning that anyone with patience and knowledge might one day find a coin worth far more than its face value, and that excitement continues to drive millions of people into the hobby of coin collecting every year. For the viewers of rare U.S. coins, this is exactly why we explore coins like the Liberty 1 cent 2013 D, because each coin carries a story of American history, craftsmanship, and the fascinating possibility that something small and ordinary can transform into something rare and valuable, and the estimated market value of $779,376 connected with exceptional examples of this coin shows just how powerful the world of coin collecting can be when rarity meets demand. So the next time you receive a penny in your change, take a closer look, because you might be holding a coin that many people overlook, yet collectors understand its potential and value, and somewhere out there a perfect Liberty 1 cent 2013 D could still be waiting to be discovered, shining with brilliant red color and flawless detail, ready to become one of the most exciting finds in modern coin collecting. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving into a fascinating modern coin that might still be hiding in your pocket change or coin jar right now. yet collectors around the world are paying serious attention to it. The coin we are talking about today is the Liberty 1 cent 2018 United States coin, a modern penny that carries more than just 1 cent of value. While most people think of pennies as nearly worthless, the truth is that certain pennies, especially those with special mint characteristics, strong collector demand, and historical significance, can become extremely valuable. The Liberty 1 cent 2018 coin represents a modern chapter in the long and remarkable story of American coinage, and today we will explore its history, its design, its rarity factors, and why some collectors believe its current collectible market value can reach an astonishing $779,377. To understand the importance of the Liberty 1 cent 2018 coin, we must first go back to the long tradition of the American penny. The United States 1 cent coin has been part of American life for more than 200 years. Over time the designs have changed, the metals have changed, and the meaning of the coin has evolved along with the country itself. The modern penny we know today carries the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That design was revolutionary because it was the first time in United States history that a real historical figure appeared on a circulating coin. Since then the Lincoln cent has gone through several design changes on the reverse side, but it has remained one of the most recognizable coins in the world. The Liberty 1 cent 2018 coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small letter D located under the date on the front of the coin. The Denver Mint has been one of the most important coin production facilities in the United States for more than a century. Millions and sometimes billions of coins are struck there every year, yet within those massive production numbers there are always small variations, errors, and exceptional examples that collectors search for with great excitement. The 2018 penny belongs to the modern Shield cent series, a design that was introduced in 2010. The reverse of the coin features a bold Union shield symbolizing the unity of the United States. Across the shield is a banner carrying the words 1 cent, while above it appears the national motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design represents strength, unity, and the enduring idea of a nation built from many states and many people. On the obverse side of the coin we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head appears the word liberty, while the phrase "In God We Trust" arches across the top of the coin. The year 2018 is placed to the right of Lincoln's portrait, along with the D Mint mark indicating the Denver Mint. Although this design may appear common at first glance, collectors know that subtle details in minting quality, condition, and rarity can dramatically influence a coin's value. The composition of the 2018 Lincoln cent follows the modern standard introduced in 1982. The coin is primarily made of zinc with a thin copper plating on the outside. This change was made to reduce production costs as the value of copper increased. Even though the coin contains very little copper compared to earlier pennies, its bright copper color still maintains the classic appearance that collectors love. Each coin weighs about 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, maintaining the same size that has been standard for Lincoln cents for generations. Now let us talk about the part that fascinates collectors the most, the value and market demand of the Liberty 1 cent 2018 coin. In everyday circulation, a typical 2018 penny is still worth just 1 cent. Millions were produced, and most examples show signs of wear from daily use. However, when collectors look deeper into the market, they focus on coins that stand out. These include coins with exceptional mint state condition, coins that were never circulated, coins with strong red luster, and coins with rare minting errors. Mint state examples that have been professionally graded at the highest levels can command surprisingly strong prices in the collector market. When a coin receives an extremely high grade, it means that the surfaces are nearly perfect, the strike is sharp, and the color remains brilliant red just as it appeared when it left the mint. These top-quality coins are incredibly difficult to find because even a tiny mark from handling can reduce the grade significantly. Some collectors and market analysts have suggested that rare top-grade examples of the Liberty 1 cent 2018 coin, especially those with perfect surfaces or rare minting characteristics, could reach an extraordinary collectible value estimated around $779,377 in a specialized collector market. While such values depend heavily on condition, grading certification, rarity, and collector demand, stories like these create excitement throughout the coin collecting world and encourage people to look more closely at the coins they already own. Another reason this coin attracts attention is the possibility of mint errors. Throughout history, some of the most valuable coins have been discovered simply because something unusual happened during the minting process. Errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, missing letters, or unusual metal variations. If a rare error is discovered on a 2018 D penny, its value could increase dramatically because collectors love coins that tell unique production stories. The modern coin market is also driven by online auctions, collector communities, and professional grading services. When a coin is authenticated and graded by a respected grading company, it becomes easier to trade and sell in the global collector market. High-grade coins can appear in major auctions where competitive bidding sometimes pushes prices far beyond expectations. This is one reason why the market value of certain coins can climb so high, especially when collectors compete to own the finest known example. The Liberty 1 cent 2018 D coin also represents a modern collectible opportunity. Many collectors focus on older coins, but experienced numismatists know that modern coins can become valuable in the future if preserved in perfect condition. This is why some collectors carefully store newly minted coins in protective holders immediately after obtaining them. Decades later, those coins may become rare survivors in pristine condition while most others show heavy wear from circulation. Imagine checking your pocket change or an old jar of pennies and discovering a coin that could potentially be worth a fortune. Stories like this have inspired countless people to start coin collecting. Every coin carries a small piece of history, a story of the time when it was produced, and a journey through the hands of millions of people. The 2018 D penny may look ordinary today, but its place in the long history of American coinage makes it an interesting collectible for future generations. Collectors often search through rolls of pennies obtained from banks hoping to find high-quality examples. This practice is known as coin roll hunting. It has become a popular hobby because sometimes rare coins or beautiful uncirculated pieces appear in circulation purely by chance. The thrill of discovery is what keeps collectors searching, studying, and learning more about coins every day. The market for rare coins continues to grow as new collectors enter the hobby. Social media, online marketplaces, and educational channels like Rare U.S. Coins help spread knowledge about coin history and value. When people learn that something as small as a penny could hold significant value, they begin to appreciate the artistry and history behind these everyday objects. The Liberty 1 cent 2018 D coin reminds us that even the most common-looking coin can have a story worth exploring. It represents modern American minting technology, a continuation of the Lincoln cent tradition, and a potential collectible treasure for those who know what to look for. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just starting to explore the world of coins, this penny proves that every coin deserves a closer look. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors and treasure hunters are talking about across the coin collecting world, the Liberty 1 cent 2021 from the United States. At first glance, this coin may look like a simple everyday penny that millions of Americans carry in their pockets, but behind this small copper coin lies a powerful history, an iconic American design, and a surprising market value that has shocked collectors and investors. In today's coin market, some rare examples of the Liberty 1 cent 2021 have been reported with an astonishing collectible value reaching as high as $779,378 depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint characteristics. That number may sound unbelievable for a penny, but in the fascinating world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can become a legendary treasure. The story of the modern American 1 cent coin stretches back more than a century, but the design we recognize today began in 1909 when the United States introduced the Lincoln cent to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln design has become one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. Over the decades, the penny has evolved through different metal compositions, minting technologies, and reverse designs, yet it has remained a symbol of American history and culture. By the time the 2021 Liberty 1 cent was minted, the coin had already passed through dramatic economic changes, technological advancements in minting, and the rise of global coin collecting markets. What makes the 2021 coin especially interesting is that it was produced during a unique period in modern history when coin production, circulation, and collecting interest were all experiencing unusual changes. The Liberty 1 cent 2021 features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front side, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner that has survived generations of American history. Lincoln's calm profile facing right symbolizes leadership, resilience, and unity. On the reverse side, the modern shield design represents national strength and unity between the federal government and the states. This shield design was introduced in 2010 and continues to appear on modern pennies, including the 2021 issue. While millions of these coins were produced by the United States Mint in Philadelphia and Denver, not every coin was created equal. Some coins show rare minting variations, sharp strike quality, or exceptional preservation that dramatically increases their value in the collector's market. In the coin collecting community, the condition of a coin plays a critical role in determining its value. Coins that have circulated for years often show scratches, dull surfaces, and worn designs, which keeps their value close to face value. However, coins that remain in mint condition with perfect surfaces, brilliant color, and flawless details can become highly desirable collectibles. Professional grading organizations examine these coins carefully and assign them grades that determine their rarity and investment value. A 2021 Liberty 1 cent graded at the highest levels of mint state condition can attract intense interest from collectors who compete to add the finest examples to their collections. When demand increases and supply remains limited, market prices can rise dramatically. Another factor that can push the value of a modern penny into the thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars is the presence of rare mint errors. Mint errors occur when something unusual happens during the coin production process. This could include double striking, off-center designs, die cracks, missing elements, or other unique characteristics that make the coin different from normal circulation coins. Because these errors are extremely rare, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices to own them. In recent years, several modern pennies, including those from the 2021 production year, have attracted attention because of unusual minting characteristics discovered by sharp-eyed collectors. The coin market itself is another powerful force behind rising coin values. Over the past decade, coin collecting has experienced a global resurgence. Online auctions, digital marketplaces, and social media communities have connected collectors from around the world. When a rare coin appears in an auction listing, collectors from different countries can compete instantly, sometimes pushing the final price far beyond expectations. A Liberty 1 cent 2021 with exceptional quality or a rare mint variation can quickly become the center of intense bidding activity. As a result, some examples have achieved remarkable market valuations that approach the extraordinary figure of $779,378 in specialized collector markets. What makes the hunt for valuable coins so exciting is that many of these treasures may still exist in everyday circulation. Millions of pennies pass through hands every day in stores, banks, and change jars. Hidden among them could be rare coins waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. Collectors often search through rolls of pennies, old coin collections, or inherited coin jars hoping to find a rare piece that others may have overlooked. Sometimes the most valuable coins are discovered in the most unexpected places, from pocket change to old piggy banks. For new collectors, the Liberty 1 cent 2021 represents an exciting starting point because it combines modern history with the possibility of hidden rarity. Studying the details of the coin, understanding the mint marks, and learning how to recognize high-grade coins can transform a simple hobby into a rewarding treasure hunt. Many collectors begin by examining their spare change with magnifying glasses, learning how to identify differences in strike quality, color, and surface condition. Over time, this knowledge can lead to remarkable discoveries that change an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. The fascination with rare coins is not only about money but also about the stories they carry. Every coin travels through time and through countless hands, witnessing economic changes, technological developments, and cultural moments. The Liberty 1 cent 2021 represents a snapshot of modern American minting history during a period when global events and economic shifts influenced how coins were produced and circulated. Owning such a coin connects collectors with that moment in history while also offering the thrill of owning something rare and valuable. As the coin market continues to grow, collectors and investors alike are paying closer attention to modern coins that could become future rarities. Coins like the Liberty 1 cent 2021 remind us that valuable treasures are not always ancient or centuries old. Sometimes they are modern coins that quietly enter circulation and only later reveal their true rarity and value. With dedicated collectors constantly searching for the best preserved examples, the market for high-grade modern pennies continues to evolve and surprise the numismatic world. So the next time you receive a penny in your change, take a closer look before you spend it. That small copper coin might carry a design that has survived more than a century of American history, and it might even be one of the rare examples collectors are searching for. In the world of rare coins, even a 1-cent piece can become a life-changing discovery. Thank you for joining Rare US Coins.